Hi and welcome to this week's Fried AI with me, Billy McLaughlin, where I cut through the fuss and get to the facts on the big bad world of AI and what it means for our industry as accountants, bookkeepers and finance professionals. Starting with some huge news in the wider world as well as our industry, which is that Revolut and the London Stock Exchange Group are now enterprise users of OpenAI. They're going to be adopting their models for things like analytics, fraud detection and also customer service. And this probably marks one of the biggest investments from the financial sector into AI in the UK. So really excited to see what happens there. AWS have also done their big event this year, which was reInvent 2025. That happened this week where they revealed new AI chips, improved cloud performance, and also deeper AI automation. Now, what's really interesting is Amazon clearly want to dominate the enterprise AI infrastructure for 2026 from the announcements that they made. I try and stay clear slightly of non-AI stuff in this segment. However, you would be surprised how much relies on AWS. So if they are going to be improving their cloud infrastructure, some of your data heavy apps that you currently use will definitely feel a benefit. So it's not necessarily something you're going to see, but hopefully something that you will see within the apps that you use. If there are any other big announcements to come from the event, I will of course fill you in next week. Talking of Amazon, they have said that Rufus, which is their AI shopping assistant and also the name of my dog and a few other people's, I believe, in this industry, they have said that their AI assistant has had meaningful impact on the way people have shopped during the Black Friday sales. Now, for me, I habitually still use a search bar. I haven't actually tried Rufus out yet. So if you have, please let me know what you think. It's also interesting that they haven't really announced any data behind it. It's kind of just meaningful. I'm sure this is great. It can kind of give you suggestions, alternatives, etc. Trying to think about how this is going to impact our clients and us is maybe if in the future we have a onboarding assistant that can assist our clients with what services they need, similar to if you were looking for a product and you had some questions, it would recommend the right questions. We could potentially assist our clients using AI to suggest services they need. So they would purchase a service in a similar way to what they would purchase a product. I'm not sure if this will happen, but definitely worth looking out for. And let me know if you've tried Rufus, because I'd be interested to know. And we have Code Red. That's right, Sam Altman at OpenAI has had a leaked memo. Potentially it could be, I'm very, very cynical here, potentially it could be intentional, but Sam Altman's Code Red has been sent out to all the employees to say that they need to be deploying new models and new upgrades faster than ever before. And this is with pressure of Google and how quick they're developing new ways that we work. They're developing new models, and also a lot of people are now curious about other things that are on the market rather than just relying on the first one that came out, obviously being ChatGPT 3 years ago. So interesting to see. I would say please be mindful that that means over the next 2 to 3 months we are going to see a hell of a lot of upgrades. Don't get consumed, don't get overwhelmed. I promise you it's going to be useful. There will be a lot in there that we need to use, but there will also be a lot in there that are not really relevant to our industry. So do stay informed, but don't get consumed. And now my favourite bit of AI news specific to our industry comes from Azets. So they have now announced that they're going to be sending their trainees to work behind a bar. Sounds really odd. What's the relevance? Well, in the world of the AI and the automations that we're seeing, it's kind of come with a bit of a detrimental effect on people skill. So if I think back to when I was interviewing, if somebody had a client service or a customer service role, they did generally come across a lot warmer in interviews and perform a lot better. I mean, before I got into the industry, wow, I'd had a few jobs. I think I'd worked behind a deli counter, behind a bar, I DJ'd, I had my own radio show, I'd worked in a clothes shop for 4 years. The list goes on. But all of those things really helped when it came to confidence to picking up the phone to clients. And as we see this generation coming through that are native to being brilliant on computers, unfortunately, emotional intelligence will be the differentiator between whether your practice makes your clients feel great or whether they feel like they don't have that connection to you. So if Azets are doing this, it might be something just to kind of help your team with, maybe send them on charity days, help them with that team building and that confidence to get out and speak to people like humans. Now, thanks to the Digitals podcast, I wasn't aware of the Expensify AI model that has been released. So there's obviously a little bit of a gap between when I was on maternity and coming back to film these. And this model sounds great. So their new system is going to read receipts, predict coding, spot missing details, and flag anomalies for review. But what's great is it's going to eradicate that submit and wait that we normally have to do. So the idea is that it's going to emphasize continuous expense processing. So, I mean, how much of an employee is going to love this, because they're not going to have to sit and wait for something to get approved, then sit and wait for it to get paid. And same with your team. They're not going to have to sit and wait for someone to send something for approval and sit and go through it all with a fine-tooth comb. The AI is going to allow you to do that. So if you do have those clients whose expenses drag on, or maybe internally in your system, in your practice, do check out Expensify's AI model, because I think this is going to be really, really game-changing for the expenses arena. With that in mind, as always, don't forget that you cannot out AI a bad procedure. So make sure that you've already got an airtight expense procedure. Your team will know how it looks and how it works, and then implement the AI on that to make it more streamlined, more refined, and a much quicker process. If you try and stick AI on the top of a bad process or procedure, it's going to cause chaos. A quick update from Briefcase as well. So they now have an area which shows you recent uploads, and it shows you exactly where they've gone. So if a client says that they have sent you something, you can quickly check that, have a look where it's gone, and let them know if you have that information. Obviously, Briefcase is an AI native bookkeeping platform, and it can triage all of your information that you're putting into sales and costs and supplier statements, etc. Also auto archiving anything that's a duplicate. But this new feature that's on Ruben's LinkedIn, if you do want to go check it out, looks like a very good addition. And finally, from Google. So you've all seen the announcement of Nano Banana, which is one of their AI models to produce images and things like that. Well, Google actually also created a prompt for everybody. And if AI models did this more, I think they would get a much better uptake. So Google decided that one of the best use cases was to create professional headshots for LinkedIn. So you could go from something like this to this in a matter of seconds using a really simple prompt provided by Google. What I love about this prompt is that it includes things that I wouldn't have thought of. So I would have no idea what camera or lens is best to use for a professional headshot, or what backdrop colour is a good professional vibe. So all of that is in the prompt. I will post that into the AI Practice Academy. If you are in there, please do go check that out. Let me know what your results are like, and I look forward to seeing them on LinkedIn. I'd also be interested to see what your opinion is on having an AI provided headshot. Does that seem less genuine? I'm not so sure. That is everything from me this week on Friday. I hope you have a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you all next week.